Hey guys, welcome to the video. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I lost 80 pounds and went from this to this. So make sure you stick around till the end of the video. Don't leave because I'm going to give you the exact step-by-step process that I used that you can apply to your own life to get the same results.
So, guys, you don't have to take my word for it. I want to show you a couple more examples here of a few people that I've helped over the years. This is my good friend Jake. A few years ago, we got him down from 250 pounds to 200 pounds. He's 6'5", so he has a pretty big frame. So, getting him down to 200, he was getting to be pretty lean. And then this is actually his mom, Liz. So, last year, I was able to help Liz lose 30 pounds for her daughter's wedding. Basically, just mainly through nutrition advice and building her a meal plan. Also taking her into the gym for a few 30-minute workouts a week. So she went down 30 pounds. He went down 50 pounds. So you can see some pretty good results here.
So I'm going to share with you guys the exact kind of process that I did to help me go from 330 pounds down to 250 pounds. But before that, I just want to tell you guys a little bit about myself and my own story. So I'm 30 now. Back when I was 22, I was 330 pounds. And I just finished playing football. I played with like a local team here in British Columbia, Canada for 4 years. I ended up hurting my knee when I was attempting to play for a university. So that kind of ended short. I ended up coming home because I wasn't really too sure what direction I was going to take. I ended up doing a semester at a local college and was kind of just not really involved with it. Like it wasn't where I wanted to be. My mental state wasn't the best right then because I just was a little bit, you know, discombobulated about what direction I wanted to take with my life. But anyways, I tried to lose weight multiple times since I was about 16 years old, and every single time I just would lose 10 pounds and then I would put it right back on, or I would just lose my motivation. So this time, I took the time basically to take just a break from everything else. I wasn't too sure what direction my life was going, so I just decided I'm going to take the next however long it takes, 6 months, a year, and just focus solely on my health. So basically, what I ended up doing is I ended up going on the ketogenic diet. For those of you that might have heard of that, it was honestly pretty new at the time. I hadn't actually heard of a lot of people that are on it. Now it's very kind of a fad diet, but back then, anyways. So I ended up doing that. I ended up hiking actually 3 days a week. I got into that, which was an absolute grind at the start. It was ruthless, bit of an ass kicker for sure. But over time, it got easier, it got better. I'll put some photos up on this timeline here so you can kind of see the progress that I made over the 6 month, 7 month period. And I started going to the gym basically in a different way from football. I started going 3 days a week and just training full body. And I've trained like that pretty much ever since. I just think it's the best way to do it for a lot of people that don't have a lot of time to be in the gym. So that's kind of the method that I followed. And yeah, I just took the time to really focus on myself because I was just in a spot where I wasn't happy with the way I looked physically. And, I had a lot of like, I was getting sick a lot. My mental state wasn't awesome. Physically, I was hurting because I was overweight and there was a lot of pressure on my joints, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I just wasn't really happy with the way I looked or what was going on with me. So I took the time and kind of figured most of it out myself. Really spent a lot of time just looking stuff up, trying stuff, figuring out what worked, figuring out what didn't. Taught myself how to count like calories and track them and adjust them and all that kind of stuff on my own, which just took a lot of time. But unfortunately, I was in a position and a spot in my life where I had the time to do it. Um, and then, yeah, I just continued to kind of recomp my body over the next few years and stayed around 250 to 245 pounds for the last 8 years or so, I guess 7 years. And yeah, that's just kind of the method I took. But basically, I was just at a point where I wasn't happy with the way I looked or how I felt. And I tried many times and it was just time to make a change. So I'm happy with the results that I got and the way that I got there. And now I'm very passionate about sharing that and helping other people that are kind of feeling the same and feeling like they're just in a spot where they want to make progress and they want to be healthier, but they don't know where to start. So, yeah, I'm very much looking forward to being able to help as many people as I can.
So, as promised, guys, I just want to show you exactly what I did to lose weight and just kind of show you the timeline of my weight loss over the years. And I'll show you the period where I lost 80 pounds. So I actually lost more than 80 pounds. I lost about 105 pounds total. So I went from 350 when it was 2013 here. So I just turned 19 or so. And then a few years later, I was down 25 pounds when I was playing football. This was about 2017. After football ended, I decided to lose the weight, decided to seriously start. And so right here, I was about 320 pounds. So this is exactly the method that I did and what I stuck to for a better period of a year to lose all this weight. So I went to the gym 3 times a week, just did full body workouts every day. Workouts took me about 90 minutes. I included everything in there. That's like core, legs, upper body, all of that 3 times a week. First 50 pounds or so, I was in a 700 calorie deficit. As you lose more weight, you're going to be in less of a deficit because your body has less body fat to burn through. And if you're in too big of a deficit, your energy is going to be really low. Dipped in and out of that for quite a while because I didn't really fully understand that. So that took a lot of adjustments and learning. And then I hiked a 2 mile round trip on a local mountain close to me 2 to 3 times a week. That was a bit of an ass kick at the start for sure. But just like anything, you do it enough, you get better at it. And then the other thing I did was I did the ketogenic diet. I did the ketogenic diet. I like to say before it was cool, but before there was a lot of information on it, a lot of like these keto foods you see in supermarkets nowadays. I just did it because I needed a diet that I was going to be able to be all in on 100%. The way my brain works is I need to be completely in on something or I just won't do it. I can't be kind of off certain foods, kind of allowing myself to eat some things. So it worked really, really well for me for the bulk of this weight loss. And then up here, you can kind of see these are the months throughout 2018 and the progress photos that I made. So it's probably down to about 300 pounds here, probably around 270 or so here. And this photo here is probably about 255 pounds or so. I don't actually have the exact number for that. And then this photo over here, which is a few months later, it took me quite a few months to get this lean. This is the leanest I have ever been. It's probably the leanest I could get without feeling sick. I tried to get leaner and I just felt horrible. It wasn't a good fit for me. It didn't work for my body. And that's just a lot to do with genetics, right? I don't know what my exact body fat was here, but I would probably guess I was somewhere around 9 or 10%. If I had to take an educated guess, I also went through a skin removal surgery back in 22 is when I had it. So a few years later, I waited for this loose skin to kind of go away and it never quite got there. So I actually ended up having skin removal surgery around my midsection. And so, yeah, that's pretty much the progression that I went through for weight loss. The big thing to understand here too, guys, is I know you haven't started the journey yet or you're not quite at this point, but getting from here to here is almost as long, as getting from here to say almost to here. Like losing the last bit of weight is actually one of the longest processes because you're not eating in much of a deficit and it takes quite a bit of time to get that last little body fat off. When you first started a weight loss journey, your progress is going to fly through these. If you're eating in a calorie deficit, if you're walking every day, if you're doing everything you should be, cut out sugary drinks, all that kind of stuff, you're going to fly through these steps. So now let me take you over to the Nutrition Mastery Blueprint and show you the system that I've created and perfected over the last 8 or 9 years. And so over this period of time, I learned a lot about health and nutrition. It kind of became my passion. I did a lot of research, tested a lot of different things, tried a lot of different methods, diets, workout regimens, all that. And basically created and crafted the Nutrition Mastery Blueprint. And essentially all the Nutrition Mastery Blueprint is the fastest way to get from point A to point B. So let me show you that now. Okay, guys, so this is the Nutrition Mastery Blueprint. This is what I've kind of crafted over the last 8 years or so, and I think it is the fastest method you could possibly use to lose anywhere from 30 all the way up to 80 pounds. It uses these 5 pillars, and they all work in conjunction with each other. So we're going to go through them one by one. And before we even get started, I want you to take a look at this quick. This is the approximate split of how important nutrition is compared to how important your workouts are in regards to losing weight. So nutrition probably accounts for about 80% of your overall weight loss, and your workouts and all that probably only account for about 20. Keeping that in mind, the Nutrition Mastery Blueprint is primarily focused on nutrition. But don't worry, I'll give you some workout tips too. So number one, be in a calorie deficit. This is the number one undisputed most important thing to losing weight. You need to be burning more calories than you are consuming, and that is what a calorie deficit is. Okay, so now you get the point that being in a calorie deficit is how you lose weight. Let's talk about how you calculate your deficit. So, a quick way to do it, the quickest formula, is to just take your body weight and times it by 11. So, I'm 250 pounds times 11. So, if we pull that up on a calculator, that's about 2750 calories. For me, that might be slightly too low. I might do like 2850 just because I don't have a lot of fat left on me. But that's pretty much a good generic starting point if you're just trying to get a quick number. The more accurate way to do it, which I would recommend you do, is you use an online calorie calculator. Sorry. So you just go to any website. I like this one here. It's called gymgeek.com. So yeah, you just walk through a few basic things: height, weight, goal weight, age, gender, and then activity level. This is very important. Make sure you answer this as accurately as possible. Click calculate, and it'll spit you out some numbers here. So that's another way you can do it. The third way, which you'll probably do eventually anyways, because it's very important, we'll discuss later on, is you just sign up for a calorie tracking app. So things like MyNetDiary, MyFitnessPal, any of those things are great. You track your food every day. It gives you a calorie number. It adjusts it every time you enter a new body weight. So yeah, that's calculating your calories. So number two, scheduling and setting boundaries. So determining an eating window. This is a very good hack. Basically, you pick a time of day, say 8-hour, 10-hour eating window, whatever's convenient for you, whatever you like to do. And you start eating at a certain time, give or take 30 minutes, and you end eating at a certain time, give or take 30 minutes. The reason for this primarily is it stops late night snacking and snacking before bed. Okay, so creating a food boundary. I think when most people think of creating food boundaries, they think of it like this. You write a list of foods that you're not going to eat, or you have certain foods that you avoid. So what I found over the years is there's a second method to this that I would highly recommend doing that I find to be much more effective. And essentially it's an approved foods list. So somewhere on your phone, piece of paper, hang it on your wall, wherever, somewhere you will see it and know it's there all the time, is you create a list of all the foods that you're going to eat over the next 6 to 8 months or however long you plan to take to lose this weight until further notice, whatever your time frame is. So you write them all down, and if it's not on this list, plain and simple, you don't consume it. And you can make it as specific as you want. Mine is pretty general. I like categorized by meats, fish, fruit, veggies, all that kind of stuff. And then I just have like options for low calorie sauces, Greek yogurts, eggs. So yeah, that is a hack I would highly recommend doing. So number 3 is how to plan, structure, and prepare your meals. So let's talk about the meal structure breakdown first. So this equation right here, you've probably seen it all over the internet if you've been paying attention to any sort of nutrition guides in the past, 10 years. You need to be eating 1 gram of protein per 1 pound of your goal body weight. And that is important for the following reasons. So the main benefits of protein are as follows. You increase your satiety, keeping you feeling fuller for longer, reducing hunger and the likelihood of overeating. It actually boosts your metabolism. It has a higher thermic effect of food. And thermic effect of food essentially just means how many calories your body spends digesting it. So you actually spend you spend more calories digesting protein than carbs or fats. And the more calories your body spends digesting something, the more calories you're burning. So preserves lean muscle mass. So basically what this means is consuming protein helps maintain your muscle while losing fat. So it also leads to a healthier physique. And basically what's essentially happening here is your body is burning through its fat stores when you're in a calorie deficit because it's looking for extra energy. If you don't have ample protein, it can also burn through your muscle, and we don't want that to happen. So it supports fat loss, encourages the body to burn fat for energy while protecting muscle tissue. So that's kind of a direct benefit of what I just talked about. So that is why you want to structure protein first. And a couple other really good pointers for you. So if you have a plate, you want 1/3 of that plate to be protein. It's a quick way to eyeball it. The most effective way to do it is definitely weigh it. and look at how much you're getting. But if you're in a pinch, this is a really effective way as well. And you might be asking, well, what do I do with the other 2/3 of my plate? Well, we want to fill those 2/3 of the plate just simply with healthy, low calorie foods. So fruits and veggies are great. You don't want to be filling up with starchy and high fat carbohydrates. You want to choose like clean carbohydrates like potatoes, rice, all that kind of stuff. Bread and stuff is okay. I tend to avoid it because it usually has a lot of sugar in it, which makes you crave more of it. But basically, you just want to backfill once you hit your protein goal. Once you hit your protein goal, you can kind of fill your meals with whatever you want. As long as you're under your daily caloric intake, that is the most important thing. Okay, and so number 4 here, we have workouts and exercise. So I highly recommend doing either 3 full body workouts every week or 4 upper lower splits. So you do 2 and 2. Basically, both of these, you want to be focusing on compound lifts, which are like squats, deadlifts, bench press. You could argue that like barbell back rows in there, but you want to be doing high energy consuming lifts. So burning more calories, getting stronger is the main thing. You're basically targeting all your muscle groups 3 times a week with this, and you're splitting it into upper and lower twice a week. That's as it kind of says here with that. Now, the really good thing about working out this way, especially the full body workout way, is you are maximizing your calorie burn, you're building strength and lean mass, and you're improving your efficiency and functionality. So that is the workout structure that I would recommend. Now, in conjunction to that, doing cardio is great. If you do exercise bike, treadmill, the best thing you can possibly do is do cardio exercises that you enjoy doing. Say you like playing floor hockey, say you like swimming, say you're playing, tennis, whatever. High cardio output exercises and sports that you enjoy are by far most superior to everything else. Now, that being said, simply walking 10,000, sorry, my pen's being kind of weird here, 10K steps a day can burn an additional 300 to 500 calories per day, which doesn't sound like a ton, but that is 2.5 to 4 pounds per month. And over 6 months, that is 15 to 25 extra pounds burned just from walking 10,000 steps a day. So even if you did no other cardio, walking 10,000 steps a day will net you an additional up to 25 pounds burned over the course of 6 months. So just with this and your calorie deficit, you're going to be on a very good track to lose at a minimum 2 pounds of body weight a week. Now, if you add in extra cardio activities like recreational and sports and all that, you may burn far more than that. Okay, and lastly, let's talk about tracking and accountability. This is the last thing on the list, but make no mistake, it is extremely important because it basically creates your consistency. So the first thing we have is track your calories every single day. I tell this to every single person starting a new program that I'm helping lose weight, is the first week or 2 are going to be very annoying and you're going to not enjoy it very much, but the rewards far outweigh the annoyance. If you can just get through that initial week or so and get used to it and understand how many calories are in most foods that you're eating, this becomes so much easier and you will start to see the rewards almost instantaneously. It is very, very, very difficult to know if you are in a calorie deficit with little experience tracking food. Once you kind of get to a point where you've done it a lot, you can make a better educated guess, but I would still recommend tracking it all the time. So track your workouts. Make sure you're logging all the weights, all the reps, and all your workouts. And then each week you're increasing the difficulty or the repetitions. And next we have take progress photos and weigh-ins. Weigh-ins, I would do once a week. Progress photos, I would do once a month. These are just really accurate ways to see if you're on a good track of weight loss. If you're not weighing yourself and you're not taking progress photos, you're not even going to see the rewards of what you're doing. It's very difficult to see if you look at yourself in the mirror every day, you actually losing weight, believe it or not. Once that first month or so is gone and it starts to kind of trickle down effect, you're going to want to be able to look back at the progress photos you take each month. The last kind of tip/trick that I have is find an accountability system, whether that be a friend that you're doing this, it could be a family member. It could be a coach. It could be an online community. All of these are great options. They all work very well. Pick one or two that work the best for you. And probably 80% of your weight loss journey is going to be maintaining your tracking and accountability because it just creates your consistency, right? If you're consistent one week and then you fall off the next week and then you're back, you're just going to yo-yo and you're never going to make any progress. You have to be able to have an accountability system that works for you, and you have to be able to track things so you know where your metrics are so you can adjust them going into next week to continue your progress. So that, guys, is the Nutrition Mastery Blueprint.
So, guys, if this training has helped you at all, and you're ready and committed to starting your own weight loss journey, you can see the benefits of having a drawn out step by step, week by week roadmap to take you from where you are now to the goal that you have. You can leave this video and go and do it all yourself. Or if you want to join the Health Project program, what I want you to do right now is click the link down in the description. It's a quick form. You just have a couple questions to answer, and then you can book in a call with me. So if you want help implementing what I just taught you, you want to cut out the time it takes to figure this out on your own, you'll be able to get all the results faster. You'll have my coaching to help you set yourself up for success right from the start. And I'll also be there to help you if you get stuck. If that's you and you're thinking, hey, Jake, I've seen enough of your content. I'm sick of watching other YouTube content and looking at other courses and being overwhelmed by not knowing where to start, how to implement these things. If you're ready to take action, somebody's ready to go all in, get crazy results. If that's you, and only if that's you, don't book this call if you're not serious. Don't waste your time. Please don't waste my time. I want to work with people who are all in, coachable, humble, ready to do the work, ready to put in the work. If that's you, I'm telling you, book in a call. Worst case scenario is you leave with a ton of free value. So book in, I'll chat with you one on one, show you what to do, more importantly, what not to do. So if you're ready to lose the weight and join the health project, then book in a call and I'll chat with you soon.